What's up, everybody? This is Jenny. Teaching idioms and phrasal verbs, etc. on this channel. If you want to follow my other channel about my travel adventures and my book, you can go to Unhidden Heroines. Just type in Unhidden Heroines in your search bar and my channel will come up. Subscribe, follow my travels. So this is part 4 of discussing idioms that are related to feelings, emotions, and reactions. Okay? The first idiom that I want to talk about is to take a load or weight off your mind. If something takes a load off your mind, it brings great relief because a problem has been solved. Or if something takes a weight off your mind. Okay, imagine a load or a weight. It's like, oh, it's heavy on you. It's something that is weighing you down or that you're worried about. So if it takes a load off, it's like, oh, it brings you a stress relief, a reliever. A sentence example would be, when the company closed down, finding a new job took a load off Tom's mind. Okay, so idiom number 2 is when you think that the sun rises and sets on someone. Basically means you have an object of affection, like maybe a lover or a business. It's something that you're like, oh, that you love. And you think that the sun rises around it and sets around it. Means that it's like your focal point, as you're like obsessed about it. If you consider someone or something to be the most wonderful person or thing in the world, you think that the sun rises and sets on them. Sentence example. She adores her husband. She thinks that the sun rises and sets on him. We say this a lot with like a mom that has a baby, a newborn baby. Oh, she loves her baby so much. The sun rises and sets on that new baby. Okay, the next one would be tug at the heartstrings. Okay, heart. Imagine a heart where you feel and you love, and it's got strings on it. So if someone's tugging at the strings of your heart, tugging at the heartstrings, it causes others to feel a great deal of pity or sadness. Sentence example. The hospital's plea for donors tugged at the heartstrings of millions of viewers. Tug at the heartstrings means like you're like, oh, it really triggers or invokes sympathy, compassion, maybe sadness towards that cause or that issue. It's really tugging at the heartstrings, like maybe a commercial about stray animals that are in cages. Oh, it really tugs on the heartstrings to try to get people to donate to help animals in need or kids that are hungry without resources. Okay, how about to hit a nerve? When something hits a nerve in you, it annoys you. Like maybe, for example, if you have an appointment with someone and they're late. Like it really hits a nerve in me when someone is late for an appointment. Or it really hits a nerve in me when someone does not do what they say they are going to do and I'm depending on them for something important. For example, if something you say strikes or hits a nerve, it upsets someone because they are very sensitive about the subject. You really struck a nerve or you really hit a nerve when you mentioned divorce because they're separating. It's something that's very personal to you and maybe a sensitive issue, and it will hit a nerve. To swallow your pride. Okay, remember swallow from the last video? The verb swallow. If you swallow your pride, that means you accept something humiliating or embarrassing. For example, having to admit that you are wrong, or that you have less knowledge than you thought. Sentence example. When Jill failed the exam, she had to swallow her pride and repeat the course. I have a really good friend who's a single mom. She's going through nursing school. She works full-time as a single mom of 2 kids, a new baby, and a full-time student in nursing school. And she failed a semester. And it was so hard for her. She had to swallow her pride and do it over. What are my options? I'm either going to quit the program completely and choose a different path because I failed a semester, or I can take this semester again. I can swallow my pride, do better, and keep going and finish my program. And by the way, she just graduated. I'm so proud of her. Swallow your pride. To string someone along. Okay, remember string, heartstrings, we just talked about that. So a string, if you string someone along, you deliberately mislead them about your feelings and intentions. Like, for example, if we're going to do business, and I'm talking to you, and I reach out, and I just kind of, like, I make you think that I'm interested in your products, because maybe I don't know how to just be direct and say, I'm not interested at this time, that's not what I'm interested in. And instead of saying that, I'm two-faced, remember from the last video, and I say, oh, I charm you, yes, oh, your product is great, oh, those prices are great, yes, we'll be in contact. When really, I have no intention of contacting you. Really, I don't like your product. It's not going to serve me for what I need. The prices are too high. Instead of just saying that, I string you along. You think, oh, she's really interested in this. This also is used often in romantic situations. To string someone along is when you don't want to let them go completely. You love them, you like them, whatever, but maybe it's not the best situation, or you don't have time in your life right now, and you tell them what they want to hear. And so they think that there's still an open line. They think you're still interested, but really in your heart, you have no intention of giving them time, attention, what they're seeking. You string someone along. Or in a relationship, maybe you desire marriage, and maybe your partner does not desire marriage. But your partner also wants to be with you, but doesn't know how, like you're not in alignment with what you both want. But he doesn't want to lose you, or she doesn't want to lose you. So maybe he or she kind of avoids the topic of marriage and just says, oh yeah, we'll talk about it later. Oh yeah, sure, but that's in the future. Let's focus on now. When they really have no intention of marrying you or getting serious. Like they're just stringing you along. Like they never wanted a serious relationship. They were just enjoying you at the level that, So to string someone along is like, what else, everybody? Where are you from? Drop it in the comments. I want to know what country you're from, what language you speak. Look at my tattoo in Arabic. One day I will be in the Middle East traveling, and I want to live there for several months and learn the culture and the religion and the food. The next one would be to have stars in your eyes. If I look at someone with stars in my eyes, if someone has stars in their eyes, they are looking extremely happy. The contestant had stars in her eyes when she saw the car she had won. This can be used in romantic situations, anytime that you're winning. It could be, oh, I had stars in my eyes. At the conference, she had stars in her eyes because she knew she was about to win an award. Or anything that's good. You can have stars in your eyes. The next one would be to let off steam. So imagine a pot with water in it. It's getting hot. There's a fire under it. And the water starts to boil. What is going to come off the water? There's a vapor, right? We call that steam. S-T-E-A-M. And it has to have a release. It has to get out. What happens if it doesn't? It'll blow. So now apply this concept to a human. Something is festering. Something's bothering you. Something's inside. Something's boiling. The fire is whatever's bothering you. You're letting it affect you. You're letting yourself get worked up. Do you remember that idiom from the last video? So that steam has to go somewhere. So when you let off some steam, you find a way to let that go out. Whether it's by exercising, whether it's by calling a friend and just venting and saying, oh, you won't believe what happened, blah, 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 blah. You're letting off some steam. Whatever that looks like for you. That could be talking to someone. It could be in the form of if you like to paint or write or draw or go to the gym, if you like to run, whatever it is, it's an outlet for that steam to come out. Letting off some steam. The next one is actually related to the one I just mentioned, also using the word steam. If you get steamed up, you need to let off some steam. So what would steamed up mean in its context? Once you understand the last one, you could use this one, you could understand it. To get steamed up means you become very angry, excited, or enthusiastic about something. Getting all steamed up. Sentence example. Calm down. There's no need to get all steamed up about it. To get steamed up. Okay, the next one would be to speak volumes. To speak volumes. What's a volume? You can turn the volume up on your phone. It's the level of noise. If you have your volume down, maybe you won't hear it because it won't make the same noise. But when you turn the volume up, it's loud, right? So when something speaks volumes, it expresses a reaction or opinion very clearly with no need for words. The happy smile on the child's face when he opened the box spoke volumes about my gift. We also could say this maybe if someone's actions, like if they're saying one thing with their words, but their actions aren't doing anything about it, you can say, like, I hear the words that you're saying to me, but your actions are what are speaking. Your actions really speak volumes. Without having to use your words to say anything, your actions are showing me that you're not serious because you're not backing your words with your actions. So when something speaks volumes, or when somebody, if you have a business appointment and somebody just doesn't show up, and it's an important meeting. It's something that is relating trust and money and a business relationship, and somebody, like, they just completely didn't show up. They didn't let you know what was going on. They didn't reach out and say, hey, something came up. I can't meet you tonight. And then they message you, like, after the fact or the next day, and they're like, oh, hey, oh, gosh, I realized our meeting was last night. Yeah, I was at a friend's birthday party. And that's something that's very important to you. I would say, your actions speak volumes. That this is not a priority for you, what we're doing. Your actions speak volumes. So the next one would be to have a soft spot. Remember the idiom hard as nails? When something is hard. This wall is hard. Okay? The opposite of hard is soft. I have a soft spot. For me, I have a soft spot for cats. I love cats. All cats. So maybe I could say, for example, I'm on a budget. And I know that I have expenses. Maybe I don't have as much income this month. So I'm not spending extra. But then I find a cat who is injured and who needs help. I have a soft spot for cats. So I am going to make an exception to go spend money maybe on medicine for him or food, or maybe I can get him and take him to the vet to help fix a paw, right? I have a soft spot. If you have a soft spot for someone or something, you particularly like them. My grandfather has always had a soft spot for his first grandchild. Soft spot, they're referring to your heart. You're like, aw, soft spot. I really have a soft spot in my heart for my students. I love working with my students. Let's see, what are we going to do next? I'm at 13 minutes. Maybe a couple more. Okay. When you have mixed feelings, it means you can maybe feel... When you have mixed feelings about something, you react to it with conflicting emotions. Like you are happy and unhappy at the same time. You can feel sadness and happiness at the same time. I have mixed feelings about it. Like I can see the good of it, but I can also see the bad of it. I have mixed feelings about it. For example, I had mixed feelings about leaving the company. I was excited about my new job, but sad to be leaving my colleagues. Mixed feelings. Okay, the next one is also about feelings. No hard feelings. Remember hard? The word hard? Hard. Hard. Hard feelings means when you carry resentment about something. So if you say no hard feelings. If you have no hard feelings, you feel no resentment or bitterness about something. When Alan was promoted instead of Steve, he said to Steve, no hard feelings, I wish you the best. No hard feelings. For example, okay, in business. Let's say I'm selling a product, I'm working with a client, and I really want to get this contract with the client. And I have a friend who, or maybe a coworker, and we're competing to see who can have the most sales. Well, maybe that client chooses to go with my coworker to represent the account. I could say, All right, Sally. No hard feelings. It's okay. No hard feelings. No big deal. No resentment. No bitterness. We're all good. Peace and love. And we say that very shortly. We just say, you can use it like just no hard feelings. Or like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry that I had to cancel your class, or I had to cancel that meeting. Something came up with my kids or my internet or whatever. You could say, oh, no hard feelings. Like, let it go. Let's move on. Okay, how about to pour your heart out? Heart? The life force of feelings, of emotions, of passion, of your work, doing your work with your heart, the things that you do, the relationships that you build. The heart is the most important thing, I think, in life. It's the source from which everything else flows. So when you pour your heart out, pour, imagine if we say pour in reference to rain, like it's pouring outside. What does that mean? All the skies open up and it is raining very heavily. To pour. If you have a big jar of something that is full of a lemonade, a liquid, can you imagine pour? It's not just a couple of drops, it's more than that. If you pour your heart out to someone, you express your feelings freely. You're opening your heart and you're going. When she needs to pour her heart out to someone, Elsa goes to visit her grandmother. To pour your heart out. I poured my heart out to him. I told him how I felt. I told him everything, that I have mixed feelings. I poured my heart out. I told him what I'm upset about, what I love, what I desire. Like I just went, I poured my heart out. We also could use pour in reference to love. We could say when you pour yourself into something. Like I pour myself into my work, into my story, into my brand, into my YouTube videos. I pour myself into it. It means I open my heart up and I just go, oh, it's my work. I put all of myself into it. So pour. Okay, this is a long enough video. I'm going to sign off here. Whatever you felt resonated with you, make sure that you write it down, practice it, connect with it emotionally, practice sentences with it. I challenge you to, I welcome you, not challenge, but I welcome you to put your sentence examples in the comments below. And it'll really help you with your process to hear me say it, receive my teaching as a native speaker about what it means and how we use it. When you write it down at the same time, you make a connection. And then what you write down, hang up on your wall or your door or your mirror or wherever you see it in your personal space so that you also see it on a daily basis. And it will really help you build fluency. It'll become a normal part of your linguistic process for acquiring a second language. That is what I did to learn Spanish. So hope that helps. If you appreciate this content and it is contributing something of value to your life, I would love for you to subscribe to this channel, like the video, write your comments, share with your friends, and I will start the next video about this series. Light and love.